All right. So, um, yes, definitely we all make New Year resolutions. And then, yeah, as Kumar, as you mentioned early on, right? Like there is some drop off rate to anything that we do. So, once again, I'm just kind of taking the concept from James Clear of building habits that actually stick. This is actually not said out by him verbatim, but it's like something that I kind of extracted from his works, right? Of course, Atomic Habits, the full book is something that I do recommend. So please go ahead and read this one. But if um, the way I thought about this sketch note is that yeah, if you are, or if one is trying to become a visual thinker, or is wants to do more sketch notes or even draw atomic sketches, or in fact, this framework is something that can be reused and be applied to any other resolution that you want to do. So first, of course, the first step is, of course, start with the identity of what you want to become, and instead of focusing just on outcomes. So instead of saying, yeah, maybe I'll create some sketch notes daily, or maybe I'll draw 4 or 5 sketch notes. Instead of that, try to think of the identity of the person that, yeah, I want to be the visual thinker. And then, of course, form the habit loop, or the follow the laws of behavior change. That is, apply cue, craving, response, and reward. By cue, it means make it obvious. So probably change your environment a little bit so that it becomes very obvious to you to follow that habit. Make it attractive, so that feeds into our brain, makes it good. Make it fun. You can even bundle with others, and I'll give some examples of that in when I speak out, or explain the stuff. Response, that make it very easy. Start with small commitments, right? And last is reward, like make it satisfying. And one of the ways habits can get really satisfying is to follow some trackers, or even sharing with accountability partner. And again, this is when it becomes satisfied, when you get the positive feedback, you are more enforced to kind of change it, and become the identity that you should be. And of course, I think we have discussed in this in the past. That each of us have kind of multiple identities. Some of us are leaders at work. Some of us are homeschoolers. Some of us are authors. But we are also mother, father, and husbands, wives, sons also. So we play multiple roles. So this is about adding one more identity in that one. So whatever resolution that you're setting, whatever goal that you're setting, add the identity to it. And my, of course, recommendation is you can actually create this like a sketch note and pin it up on your wall. And I'll give you some tips why. So think about what you want to become, visual thinker, right? So if what does a visual thinker do? They create sketch notes because that's what they do, right? And then the habit loop kind of becomes easy if you put the cue, like you can keep the pen and paper on your desk if you don't have it already. You can carry a book all the time with pen and paper so that you can do it. You don't need to be absolutely perfect. You can start drawing anything to make the craving easy, or to make it attractive. Don't start with boring meetings. Don't start with TED Talks if you find them boring. It's fine. It's absolutely fine. You may actually have some more things aligned, like, some books or recipes, or even podcasts, right? Or even some fun moments, or maybe you want to tell a story. So you can do that. Whatever you find interesting, you can kind of create that as a sketch note, and that will get you into the habit. To make it easy to a response, right? You don't need to draw full-fledged, professional sketch note. You can actually draw basic shapes, and because of course the idea, it's about ideas, not art. So you can make it easy that way. And last, in terms of reward, if you want to become a visual thinker, you can actually create digital gallery of your own. Like, I shared in my systems example, like a published folder where you can see all the good work that you've created. You can even share it online. You can share it on Instagram, or in fact share with community. If you don't want to share it, on Twitter or something, you can even do it with this WhatsApp community, where it's very open, very friendly, and we always get good feedback over there. So it kind of becomes satisfying, and you are more um, more leaned towards following that habit loop of sketching more and more. And this framework, the one that I'm showing on the left, is actually applicable to anything, right? So, for example, if you want to become a reader, right, or you want to, instead of focusing on saying, yeah, I will read probably 20 books this year, no, the goal should be that I want to become a reader, and the readers read books whenever they get the opportunity. So then your cue could be, maybe I'll keep a book handy on my desk or carry with me all the time. You can make cravings or make it more attractive by bundling with other things. So, for example, when you're having a cup of coffee, you can start reading a book, right? So that it becomes more easier to pick up that habit. Making it easy, yeah, you don't need to focus on finishing the full chapter in one go, or reading 10,000 pages in one go. Make it simple. Make it like, okay, maybe I'll just, while I'm drinking my coffee, I'll just drink it for 2 minutes. So I probably will finish one page. It's fine. Make it just make it easy on yourselves, right? And in the reward for reading a book, you can actually, yeah, do something very similar. That, yeah, I've read this book, I liked it, I recommend it to others, and sharing that as a recommendation, you get more feedback that, yeah, you should also try this book. This is great, or maybe create a sketch note for reading that book. So the idea is, yeah, how do you make it simple, as frictionless for you as possible? And my biggest recommendation is, try to create something like this, the right hand side, which I've shown in the purple borders, on for yourselves, rather than just thinking out loud. Just thinking and keeping it in mind. Replicate it and stick it somewhere. Probably put it in your bullet journal or your journal, or just put it on your wall nearby. That, okay, I want to become this, and this is my habit loop, or my cue, craving, response, reward system. So it serves as a gentle reminder. But the biggest thing that I can say is, I feel there is some magic in writing down what you want to do or what you want to become. It kind of, writing it down actually, or creating something of the process, actually helps you reinforce that system. It has worked out for me, so I highly recommend you also to do so. So that's the idea. Any questions or comments?
So awesome, Jatin. I just added two comments. Actually, yesterday I finished reading one book called Outcomes versus Output,
Yeah,
which it's talking about in normal product development. For any product development, people think of no features development,
right.
whereas the author kind of proposes it to be outcome driven, like what is the outcome that we intend to do, and that outcome is nothing but change in customers behavior. So when we bring that change in customer behavior, that will lead to impact. So here I can, when I saw the who instead of just the outcomes, and when you say tying the outcome to the identity like behavior, so
Yeah,
book reader has certain behaviors, right? So they read book, they read certain number of books, certain number of minutes or hours, and tie it to something. So these are all the behaviors which I think are as outcome, and
yeah.
ultimately leading to one particular identity for for ourselves, and that will lead to the impact. So no, I really like this connection.
Thank you. Any other questions or comments?
So
Yeah,
one thing I just want to check is when you say put it out over there, is
yeah.
something that you have created and put it out over there?
Okay, yeah. Let me stop sharing for a second.
And after
In
that,
fact,
you can take Monica's
in
question.
in fact, yeah. Let me take Monica's question right away. Yes, Monica.
Yeah, so sometimes people say that so in atomic habits, it's said that you should divide your task in mini steps so that you can accomplish
Yeah,
it.
Yeah.
Based on that, so for this year, I had this literally exactly what you said. I'll be reading 10 books in a certain stipulated time or something like that. So that's what I had figured for myself, where I was thinking for a week I'll dedicate half a book, or for 2 weeks. My idea of breaking the task is this. So I
Mhm.
just wanted to know what your perspective on this is.
Yeah. I would say, Monica, rather than focusing on that, sometimes that becomes challenging. So even a couple of years ago, I got that, maybe I should read like 50 books and all. But then, you really tend to stop at that number. So even if you keep
Mm-hmm.
it if you keep it like, okay, let me read 10 books this year, and you maybe, form the habit and you read the 10 books in 6 months, right? Somehow what happens is at the end of the sixth month, and when you have completed that number, you tend to stop again, right? Even though you may have a habit, because there are various factors, right? You may have not found something interesting book, or your next book is not there, or you just don't know, and then it that dedicated time that you may have gets filled in by some other priority. So when you
Mm-hmm.
align it to
Okay.
something, some identity, and you bundle it with something
Mm-hmm.
that you really like, or you make that time available, or do form habit stacking, it's much more easier because you want to read every day, because that's what readers do, right? Rather than,
Right.
okay, I'll just finish 10 books and I'm off. I'm on my way.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Noted.
So, okay, cool. Any other questions? If no, then let me stop sharing a minute, and I think I'll have to adjust background. Right. But yeah, so if you can see, some of these are directly in my goal creator sketchnote style. So these are the six roles that I have. I'm a leader, I'm a creator, I'm self-care advocate, I want to invest, and I want family. So this is something that will do in on a daily basis. It's in my journal. Of course, each of these also have their own individual um, sketch notes within my own note system. They are roughly laid out. They're not like planned or anything, but most of them follow the same, okay, cue, craving, response, reward kind of style. That, okay, if I want to become an investor, I can't do it daily, for obvious reasons. But okay, how can I start the SIPs, or how can I start some monthly investments, right? And then of course I monitor and see my portfolio. So when I see that numbers going up and or down, I get that corrective feedback whether I should be investing in something like this, or I should invest in some other field or some other stock or other mutual fund and all. So that kind of becomes there. Same way I do have it for creator. It's kind of a big one, which I kind of explained in last week of December, Kumar, if you remember that whole system, right? So I will read daily, I'll create something daily, right? Even if it's very small, it really helps reinforce me become a creator. And then, of course, it also falls down into writing the blogs and all of that. So I do have those detailed kind of same thing, very similar, that, okay, my identity, and then cue, craving, a reward, response. And how do I make it as frictionless as possible? So I hope that helps answer your question, Kumar.
Yes, it does.
Um,
Cool. It'll also be interesting if we kind of know start. I know there'll be a lot of groups like that, but it'll be interesting to kind of know have one group which is hey, based on atomic habits, how do we kind of create these things, and then we do it over a
yeah,
period of 1 month all together. That'll
yeah,
be fun.
yeah. I actually wanted to do it. The way I planned it out was actually we'll do it all together.
Mm-hmm.
Unfortunately, due to various reasons, I could not figure that out. So what I did then was I created this sketch note. Um, and then kind of even wrote down that blog, and just came in for like a 10-15 minute in this warm-up session.
Okay.
And if you notice, I really used very less colors, very less visuals in that one on purpose, so that the idea was if people follow me,
Mm-hmm.
it becomes very, it's intuitive for them also to kind of follow that same and create their own system first. That getting started is more important.
Yeah. I don't know, but Nisha, you had any question?
Oh, no, I think I was trying to connect from my phone and it kept kicking me out. So,
Oh, okay.
yeah, so I've been jumping through multiple Zooms. um, yeah, I've read Atomic Habits too, and I liked the framework that James Clear suggested. Um,
Yeah.
and the concept of trying to stack it with another habit, to kind of make the craving build up. So,
Yeah.
yeah.
Awesome.
Okay, I'll stop recording.